truly makes a difference because 50% of all net proceeds go to support hurricane recovery. Don't sleep on the Healing Arts Wellness Village at Perry Social House, or the artist workshops at Black Mountain Center for the Arts, or the activities and music in Town Square. And now, some blues.
Thank you, folks. I'm Reverend Billy C. Wirtz. It's a pleasure to be here. I'm originally from around these parts. I'm from the town of Aiken, South Carolina, and I've been all over. I currently live in Ocala, Florida. So we're here today at the Blues Festival, and we're going to talk a little history for you right now. So at any rate, blues, as we know, comes from Mississippi, and at least one version of it, and we go through Mississippi and up to Chicago. Jazz, we talk about, generally comes from the New Orleans area. Can we hold that off right here while we're doing this? And then boogie woogie comes from a whole different place. It comes from the lumber camps in North Texas. Back in the day, you had all these turpentine camps, and you had all these guys that they didn't care where they were from as long as they could swing an axe. So you had every kind of criminal, runaway, whatever, but they were in these camps. And what they needed was entertainment. So what they did, their life was all based around the railroads. So they would hire piano players, and the first thing the piano players did was to try and make the sound of the piano on that left hand. You can turn the piano up a little bit. So that's how it starts off. And then as it begins to evolve, they start doing a little call and response thing, and they get what was called boogie woogie. Now, we're not sure where that term comes from. Boogie woogie was at one time another name for a social disease. So I guess it was saying they were playing the boogie woogie. It's better than saying let's play the chlamydia. I guess, I don't know. So at any rate, but it was like there was kind of and this music was never meant to sit and listen to. It was meant to dance and basically engage in animals in words that begin with the letter F. One of them beginning fight. So at any rate, well, I'm going to show you how it goes with a little bit of that pine top boogie woogie. Look out. This is my own boogie woogie, just like I tell you. When I tell you to stop, hold yourself, and don't you move a peg. When I tell you to get it, shake it and don't break it. Hold it now. Stop. Get it. Now this time when I tell you to hold yourself, and don't you move a peg. When I tell you to get it, shake it and don't break it. Oh, look out now. Well, hold it now. Watch it. That's a little boogie woogie. All right. So it moves along, and as it will happen, musicians take an original form and begin to change it around. The next song I'm going to play for you is the largest selling blues song of all time. Up until the late, maybe 80s, when B.B. King covered, and by the way, The Thrill Is Gone is not a B.B. King song, it's a cover tune by another singer, but B.B. King does kind of the version that everybody knows. The song that I'm about to play for you is by a guy from Indianapolis named Leroy Carr. Leroy Carr changed the whole game. He changed it because he changed the form and the way it's played, and this is called the How Long Blues. And this song has been recorded by, I don't even know how many hundred different artists, everybody from Muddy Waters to Chuck Berry to Frank Sinatra to Johnny Ray, and there is a version when you have nothing better to do tonight and you go home and your friends are twisting one up. Go to YouTube and you can find an album called Andy Sings the Old Time Blues. There's a blues album recorded by Andy Griffith. And he actually does a not so bad version of this next song, okay? But I'm going to play this song for you by Leroy Carr. Train been gone, how long, baby, how long? I hear the whistle blowing, don't see no train. Down in my heart, there's an aching pain. How long, baby, how long? Going to the station, Asheville town, blue and disgusted, nowhere can peace be found. How long, baby, how long? How we doing? If I could holler like a mountain jack, I'd go on the mountain, call that woman back. So how long, baby, how long? How long, baby, how long has the evening train been gone? How long, baby, how long? How long, baby, how long? Now, you got to understand that even within the music communities, there have been dividing lines between the blues musicians and the jazz musicians. All of these arbitrary things that fall down that do nothing to improve the communication, but so it happens. This next song is very important. This next song is called After Hours. After Hours was at one time, before Lift Every Voice and Sing, was known as the Negro National Anthem. This is because it comes out during a period of time when the black community was like, Negro was the preferred term to be called with respect. And you had the generation that was the first generation that was going on to college and that was going up and moving up to that next level. And for them, blues reminded them of the old times, better forgotten. And at the same time, it was part of the culture. And so, where do you go with it? Well, this next song is a blues song, but it has kind of some jazz overtones. It's written by a guy named Avery Parrish. Avery Parrish played with Erskine Hawkins. Erskine Hawkins is the guy that does Tuxedo Junction and several other great songs. Typical musician, Avery Parrish writes this song, 23 years old, and then quits the band. Moves out to L.A. and gets drunk, gets in a fight, and screws his hands up and never plays piano for another 30 years. I did an article on him for Musician Magazine, and there weren't even any pictures of him till a couple of years ago. So, at any rate, this is just a little sampling of After Hours. There you go, a little after hour. So, it finds its way into what we call, the next thing that we're going to show is one I did earlier the night, and this is where you got the piano players, white and black alike, were learning the blues and playing boogie woogie, and boogie woogie was on this big national dance craze in the 40s, and coming through all these little places here in Asheville and in Western Carolina, you have the Chitlin circuit, which is the circuit most of the black entertainers played, and then what we call the barbed wire circuit, which was the one that all the country and western guys played. Well, back then, of course, you had all these laws of segregation, which, of course, musicians all went, fuck it, you know, and there was a multitude, trust me, in Asheville especially, a multitude of after-hours joints that served illegal whiskey and pretty much anything else you wanted, but that's where the musicians got together. And that's where this met up with that and this and that, and you had what became known as Hillbilly Boogie. And Hillbilly Boogie is what leads us to rock and roll and Jerry Lee Lewis down the line. The foremost exponent was a guy by the name of Aubrey Moon Mulligan, the man that used to say he could bounce them bottles on the table with the boogie woogie. I'm going to play a Moon Mulligan tune for you and go from there. Make friends with the rich. Make friends with the poor. You gotta make friends with the high. Come on and make friends with the low. Even that itty-bitty child, greet him with a smile while traveling through this world. Make friends. Make friends. Make friends. Make friends. You gotta make friends. Traveling through this world. Make friends. Wear a smile, don't you frown. Put nobody down. Traveling through this world, make friends. Sometimes you're gonna be weak, times you're gonna be strong. Folks will talk a lot of trash, you know that. They're gonna treat you wrong. But you just don't miss when you just remember this. We're traveling through this world, make friends. Make friends, make friends, make friends, you gotta make friends. Traveling through this world, make friends. Smile, don't frown, put nobody down. Traveling through this world, make friends. Get that boogie woogie now. Big hand now. Make friends, make friends, make friends, you gotta make friends. Traveling through this world, make friends. Wear a smile, don't frown, don't go putting nobody down. Traveling through this world, make friends. While traveling through this world, make friends. While traveling through this world, yeah, 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 make friends. Oh! Yeah, little moon Mulligan. There you go. All righty, all righty, all righty. So blues is wonderful. Some people do come here and they know all about blues, and other people go, well, I like blues, but I don't really. Here's all you need to know. You don't need to worry about whether it's postmodern, Piedmont, country blues, or all you need to know is there's three kinds of blues. You have happy blues. And the song that goes like this is going to be about drinking good whiskey, driving Cadillacs, chasing nice big-legged curvy women with three-syllable names. Roberta, Alberta, Melania. Then you have sad, I'll get you in just a minute, relax. Then I have sad blues, and they go like this. Any song that goes like this, you got to moan a little bit. Uh-huh. Any song that goes like this is going to be about being in jail because you got drunk on the good whiskey, you wrecked the Cadillac, and you found out that Roberta was, actually a Robert. Well, here in Asheville, at any rate, never mind, don't say it. At any rate, now you have a third kind of blues for which there's no name, but watch what it does to the room when I play it. You ready? Watch. You ready? Here we go. Right there, see, they can't even, they just got to get, okay. This is like, there's no name for it, but this is the musical version of that Nugenics commercial. And she'll like it too. All right, at any rate, so I'm going to play one for you right now before I start doing a couple of mine. Here's the song that saved Atlantic Records. When you go home tonight, and whether you have Roberta Flack, Led Zeppelin, Crosby, Stills and Nash, Aretha Franklin, anybody on the Atlantic Records label, as a result of this next song. This next song is about drinking wine down in New Orleans. It was originally a barracks cadence by soldiers up in Petersburg, and they were saying, "Where are you going tonight?" They said, "We're going out and drinking wine, fucker." And, oh, okay. Well, they obviously couldn't drop the MF in there, so they had to change the drinking wine to the term spodioti, okay? Now, this song comes out on a little label. First of all, let me tell you about Atlantic Records. Atlantic Records was the brainchild and the product of the Turkish ambassador to the United States. He comes here and he hears American rhythm and blues and jazz and literally there's no kids in here, right? Just completely loses his shit, okay? This is the greatest music he has ever heard in his life. He mortgages the house. He begs the money from his dad. I've got to do this. I've got to do this. And he starts Atlantic Records. The first artists he puts out are Ruth Brown, Laverne Baker, Big Joe Turner, the Drifters, on and on and on, and he loses his ass. So he goes to the guy in New York, the record distributor, to say, okay, I'm here to pay the bills. And here's this song. And he goes, wait a minute. And he hears it, and he goes, you know, I think I could do something with that. And so he finds out who did it, and then he does a copy of it by a guy named Stick McGee, who is the brother of famous blues singer Brownie McGee. And this song becomes one of the most copied songs. You'll still hear this on Monday nights in blues sessions. It's the first song that Jerry Lee Lewis ever performed in public, and I'm going to play sort of a Jerry Lee version of it. It goes like this. Down in New Orleans, everything's fine. All them cats, they drinking wine, drinking hot mess till they're in line. Whoop, baby, gonna drink it tonight, drinking wine, spody-ody, drinking wine. Wine, spody-ody, drinking wine. Wine, spody-ody, pass that bottle to me. Some get a fifth and some get a quart. You buy Mad Dog, gonna come up short. Knock down the windows and tear down the doors. Drinking half a gallons, calling for more. Wine, spody-ody, drinking wine. Wine, spody-ody, drinking wine. Wine, spody-ody, pass that bottle to me. What you drinking? I'm drinking wine, 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 elderberry. Old cherry cider, blackberry now. Half and half, wine, spody-ody. Pass that bottle to me. Everybody, look out. Some get the fifth and some get the quart. By Thunderbird, you're going to come up short. Knocking down the windows and tearing down the doors. Drinking half a gallons and for more. Wine, spody-ody, drinking wine. Wine, spody-ody, drinking wine. Wine, spody-ody, pass that bottle to me. Let's drink some wine, everybody. We're drinking wine, 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 elderberry. Old cherry now. A little louder now. Half and half, wine, spody-ody. Pass that bottle to me one more time. Wine, 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 elderberry. Oh, cherry now. Blackberry now. Wine, spody-ody. Pass that bottle to me. Wine, spody-ody. Pass that bottle to me. Wine, spody-ody. Pass that bottle to me. So I'll tell you a little bit about myself. Tomorrow, Sunday, I will be 71 years old. I've had a wonderful life, and I'm continuing to have a wonderful life. I have a degree in special education. I taught special education adults for about 5 years. Teaching special ed prepared me for playing for drunk people for the rest of my life, so at any rate. And I started out playing country and western music around Winchester, Virginia with Patsy Cline's old band. And I've done a lot of different things. I play music. I was involved in professional wrestling at one time. I was a manager with Florida. I'll just tell you about that in a minute. But at any rate, and so I've done a lot of different things, and I always come back to the music. The music is what has brought me here, and it continues to be the driving force of my life, and teaching about it as well, bringing the knowledge that I have and was taught, because it's so interesting. It's such a fascinating story, and it's about how it brings us together. You know, the music itself, it's the great success story, because most of these songs, almost all blues and rhythm and blues, were done on small independent labels that were owned by Eastern European Jewish immigrants. They came to this country to get away from Stalin and Hitler. They land in American cities like Chicago, Detroit, out west, and you have the great migration of African Americans from the South. They meet up in these cities. And this music was never intended to be sold to big audiences. They thought, well, we'll sell it to a black audience, but then little white kids like myself heard it on a radio station called WLAC from Nashville, Tennessee, and it was 3 old white guys that all sounded black, and all they played was music like this from 6 to midnight every night, and completely corrupted little white kids like me forever, and it never turned back. It was like a switch that got thrown. I started out in South Carolina. Like I said, my father worked for the Atomic Energy Commission. My mother was 6'1" and had played basketball at the University of Kentucky and was the first woman police officer hired by the Aiken Police Department. My earliest I'm so proud of her. My earliest childhood memories are riding around in the car with Mom, my Bear Koski. Next to Koski was my wee-wee bottle. I've started carrying one of those again since I turned 70. And next to Koski was Mom's 38. And some of the inmates in the old city jail were some of my very first teachers and also some of my very first babysitters. We moved to Washington when I was about 8 years old. And it was a shock. It was a whole different other world, Rockville, Maryland. So one of the things that my mom did to help me get used to the place was she signed me up for Cub Scouts. Back 1325 Rockville, Maryland. Back then in Washington, D.C., on Saturday mornings, we had a guy named Cousin Cupcake. Cousin Cupcake was the clown that showed cartoons, right? And if you did good things for the community, you could go on the Cousin Cupcake show. Hey, 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 don't you know everybody loves the Cupcake show? Okay, and we raised a bunch of money, and they're like, you're gonna go on Cousin Cupcake. And we're like, oh boy, Cousin Cupcake, Cousin Cupcake. And they drove us down to Cousin Cupcake, and they sat us on these bleachers, and it was cold and dark, and the guy comes out, and he goes, now, kids, when Cousin Cupcake comes out, you got to make a bunch of noise and be really happy. And we're like, Cousin Cupcake, Cousin Cupcake, Cousin Cupcake. And the door opens, and this nasty, radio-looking clown comes riding out on a unicycle, rides right into the brick wall across from us, and yells, shit! I've had my issues with substances over the years, and the therapist asked me, when did you start using drugs? I think it was that afternoon, at any rate. So, you know, success in the show business and life in general has its big ups and its big downs, as we all know. And I got to wondering what it was like for old Cupcake when the lights began to dim. And I was on my way back from a gig late one night, and sometimes when you're on the way back and you can feel the spirits in the car with you, and don't ask me why, but I wrote this in a rest area, and some people say it's one of their favorite songs I've ever written. Cotton candy on my sleeve, confetti in my hair. Someone left a Cub Scout hat, busted balloons laying everywhere. Glad them little kids can't see me. All the faith they might lose. Damn unicycles got a flat again. Yeah, old Cousin Cupcake has got the blues. I started out doing the weather. Somehow it all ended here. Well, you know where you can find me. Same place, same time every year. Help me get this wig off. Ah, damn, I hate these shoes. Pass that paper bag, son. Help your old Cousin Cupcake chase away some blues. The kids are all grown up. My wife left a couple of years ago, ran off to Reno with some bozo from the other show. Life can be awful cold, but you just don't let it slip. The Tasty Cake sponsors get nervous when you say, "Hey kids, today, Cousin Cupcake just loses his grip." I got a note last week. They're going to cut my show in half. First time in 20 years. I'm going to have to lay off some staff. Got a note from a concerned parents group. Sorry, old clown, you lose. Those cartoons have outdated stereotypes. That gives Cousin Cupcake and Scooby-Doo the blues. I'm sorry you had to see me like this. Hope you weren't too shocked. Hate to kick you all out of here, but got a birthday at the mall at 3 o'clock. Gonna get some shut-eye. Time to grab a snooze. Good night, boys and girls. Oh, Cousin Cupcake has got the blues. Say your prayers before you go to bed. Remember, cheaters always lose. Life's funny. And old Cousin Cupcake has got the blues. Cousin Cupcake. All right, now, yeah. All right, here's one for all you men over the age of 50. If you're having a good time, say, uh-huh. There you go. Well, there's hairs growing places I never grew hair before. Where it grew, it ain't there no more. Time goes on. Yeah, you know it's true. What I used to do all night now takes all night to do. I used to hang around in bars where the rock and rollers play. Now if I'm out past 8, they better have a damn good buffet. Like my high fiber cereal, excuse me. I'm just passing through. That was a little too good. What I used to do all night, take me all night to do. I'm aged and mellow like a good cut of steak. Take me home, honey, before the expiration date. Loved it when the girls whispered soft and sincere. Now they yell, put it in, honey. They're talking about my miracle ear. I'm like an old jalopy, I'm kind of creaky. The ride is good even when the springs are squeaky. Goes into gear with just a little bit of persuasion. The rear end wobbles and backfires on occasion. Like Lancelot told Guinevere, I love you, but it's rough. Once a king, always a king. For me, once a night, that's enough. I was rocking my baby, she said, Reverend, oh, come on, Daddy, I can't let you go. Don't get too happy, I'm going to give you a tip. You meant to grab the Astroglide, but you grabbed the Polygrip. And that's a true story. What I used to do all night takes me all night to do. What I used to do all night take me all night to do. What I used to do all night take me all night to do. Hey, now, One more. Sing along time. Yeah, you know I used to kick out the jams, take them just a little bit higher. Now the stairway to heaven's wreaking hell on my back. Better rock, roll and retire. Get off my cloud is a long time gone. Hey, you little bastards, get off of my lawn. There you go. That's your part, is get off my lawn. You ready? Here we go. I had my 19th nervous breakdown. Foxy ladies spawned a voodoo child. Hey, Mr. Tambourine Man, jingle on that for a while. I got your dangly conversation with banging that gong. Here we go. Hey, you little bastard. That was good. That was really good. Let's do it again. One pill used to make me larger. Now it helps control my gout. Maalox helps when it's a gas. Green onions, twist and shout. I let the sun shine in and rub 30 block on. Do it again. Hey, you little bastard. Now, if you don't remember anything else about my show tonight, I want you to go out of here remembering that you heard the word urologist used for the first time at the Black Mountain Blues Festival. Are you ready? Here we go. Well, I went to see the urologist. It was kind of a drag. He said it's time to take a load off Fanny before a papa needs a brand new bag. I can see for miles and miles with my 5 vocals on. Do it again. Hey, you little bastard. Yeah, get off my cloud. It's a long time gone. Hey, you little bastard. Yeah, get off my cloud. It's a long time gone. Hey, you little bastards. Well, get off of my lawn. And for God's sake, please pull your pants up. Hey, there you go. Thank you. Oh, we having a good old time. I'll go back to doing something funny in a minute, but I want to do this one here because this is one of the things about blues and rhythm and blues is it's great music. And great music, like any great art, is timeless. This song is written in 1952. It's written in 1952 in response to yet another terrible racial incident in Alabama. The guy that writes it is named Percy Mayfield. And it's one of these things that back in the day, the rhythm and blues writers often disguised there were like 2 levels to the song. And in this one, in particular, it's called Please Send Me Someone to Love. It was a plea for world peace disguised as something of kind of a love song. What happened was there's a line in here about racism that says, unless man puts an end to this damnable sin, hate will put the world in flame. And the radio station said, nope, we don't play it. For once, the record company, Specialty Records, Art Group, the same record company that discovered Little Richard, Larry Williams, Dorothy Love Coates and the Harmonettes, and the guy you might have heard, Sam Cooke and the Soul Stirrers, okay? Small time group. Anyway, but he heard the song and he said, it stays. And the radio station said, well, we're not going to play it. He said, well, don't play it then. It'll get plenty of jukebox airplay. And WLAC in Nashville, which was the main station programming black music at the time, played it every night. It became a major hit, and it's something of an anthem. And it could not be any more timeless than the world we're in right now. And it's a song that goes like this. Heaven, please, send all mankind understanding and peace of mind. And if it's not asking too much, Lord, Lord, send me someone to love. Just show the world how to get along, 'cause peace will enter when all hate is gone. So if it's not asking too much, Lord, Lord, send me someone to love. I lay awake at night and find the world is so troubled. My answer will always be the same, that unless man can put an end to this damnable sin, hate will put the world in a flame. What a shame. Just because I'm in misery, I don't beg you for no sympathy. So if it's not asking too much, send me someone to love. I lay awake at nights and I find the world is just so troubled. My answer, yeah, will always be the same, that unless man puts an end, well, to this damnable sin, hate's gonna put the world in a flame. Just because I'm in misery, I don't beg you for no sympathy. If it's not asking too much, Lord, Lord, send me someone to love. Lord, Lord, send me someone to love. Don't you know? Well, yeah, I agree. So, I'm here in Black Mountain, North Carolina. I need to be able to play something that I could say this could be, maybe, all these are sort of universal, but here's one that I think is perfect for Black Mountain. Mama was a deadhead, Daddy's brains were fried. They named me Casey Jones at birth. My Pampers were all tie-dyed. My first toys were a worn-out bong and beat-up hacky sacks. Had the Jerry Garcia activities book that said color all the t-shirts black. My first taste of candy was a coconut granola bar. And Mama would rock me to sleep at night and sing the live version of Dark Star. That's a Deadhead joke because it's an instrumental. Never mind. The neighbors called us burnouts and hippies. Mom would just say, cool. We'd ride around Black Mountain in the VW bus. Daddy would sit home and drool. We hung frisbees at the tree at Christmas. Big lighters at a Hanukkah too. We named the kitty cat Sugary and the litter box Morning Dew. 'Cause Mama was a deadhead, Daddy's brains were fried. They named me Casey Jones at birth. My Pampers were all tie-dyed. One day all this blissed out hippie life, I don't know, it got under my skin. One night about my 16th birthday, I said, Mom, what a long dumb trip it's been. I pasted up heavy metal pictures. I dumped out the family bongs. re-recorded Mama's live Fillmore cassettes with a collection of Christian rap songs. Things had changed in my life. I ran away to the beach. I was doing fine and going up fast. Then came the phone call from Red Rocks, Colorado that Mom had breathed her last. There was an electrical storm at the outdoor concert. Mama was in a metal porta-john with a bolt of lightning and a methane explosion. Mama was gone. Among all the cards and letters at the funeral home, there was one addressed to me. My hands trembled as I opened it up. I knew what it was going to be. It said, "Hey man, Mom never told you the truth because the vibe would have been so bad. But you see, you were actually conceived backstage during the drum solo to Turn On Your Love Light at the Fillmore West. I know because I was there." Signed, Jerry Garcia. Love Dad. Yeah, Mama was a deadhead. Daddy's brains were. Named me Casey Jones at birth. My Pampers were tie-dyed in Black Mountain, North Carolina. It's almost against the law to come to Black Mountain or to come anywhere in North Carolina and not play a little bit of what we call beach music. I'm going to play you one right now by a guy named Bruce Chanel. The original version of this song featured Delbert McClinton on harmonica, and it's a great one. Feel free to sing along. I wanna know if you be my girl. Hey, baby. I wanna know if you be my girl. When I saw you walking down that street, I said, that's the kind of girl I'd like to meet. She's so pretty, she's so fine. I wanna make her. Hey, baby. I wanna know if you be my girl. How about this one? I woke up this morning, my head was so bad, the worst hangover I ever had. What happened to me last night? That girl of mine, she loved me so right, loved me so long, loved me so hard. I finally passed out in her front yard. It wasn't one that I had too much of, it was a double shot of my baby's love. Double shot of my baby's love. Double shot of my baby's love. Wasn't one that I had too much of, it was a hey, baby. I love this song. I wanna know if you be my girl. If you be my girl. Oh, if you be my girl. Down to the beach. There you go. Here's my time here. Let me check my time. I don't want to be going over too much. I got I don't know, about another 15 minutes, and I'm going to have to get on down the road. Have y'all had a good time so far today? It's been. So when I first started playing blues festivals a long time ago, I was one of the young guys there. You know, Muddy Waters was still around, Pontopp Perkins, B.B. King, all the guys were there, and they're all gone. Bobby Rush and Mac Arnold, who you definitely want to go see tomorrow if you haven't seen him already. They're some of the last ones left. And what I began to notice was after, may he rest in peace, the great Stevie Ray Vaughan passed on, there was sort of this baseball dad syndrome in blues. And you go on a blues cruise or you come to a festival, and there's dad with like a 6-year-old kid with a Stevie Ray cowboy hat and a Stratocaster. And I was like, damn, 6 years old and he's going to be singing about hard times and the blues? Well, okay, you know. But if it keeps going, well, you've heard our guitar saying, and Johnny be good. Here's one about the youngest cat in the hood, the youngest of them all. And don't you know, they call him Cletus the fetus, the boogie-woogie embryo. Mama was sitting in the doctor's chair. The doctor said something's going on in there. It's a sound, it's good. It sounds mighty sweet. Somebody's kicking with a boogie-woogie beat. And he's rocking to the left, rocking to the right, kicking all day and all of the night. Everybody's yelling, go, 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 at Cletus the fetus, the boogie-woogie embryo. Well, when Mama first heard, she almost faint. She said, my kid is hotter than a rattlesnake taint. Get him a job. Don't you go get him a record deal. Don't wait till later. Call Mr. Bruce down at Alligator. Hey, listen real close. He's playing a tune. I'm a fetus. That spells F. And dust my womb. Kicking it now. It sounds like a scuffle. No, no, no. He's just playing a shuffle. Rocking to the left, rocking to the right, kicking boogie-woogie all day and every night. Everybody yelling, go, 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 Cletus the fetus, the boogie-woogie embryo. So they put him on tour all across the nation, singing everybody do the incubation, knocking him out in the maternity ward, playing boogie-woogie-woogie on his umbilical cord. One day Mama said with a shout, I got the blues in me, they're gonna have to come out. Daddy said it's fun, been kind of spooky, till that day, let the fetus boogie-woogie. Just a rockin' to the left, rockin' to the right, rockin' all day and into the night. Everybody yelling, Cletus the fetus, the boogie-woogie, yeah, embryo. So we moved to Washington, D.C., and my grandfather, my maternal grandfather, who's buried with the rest of my family on St. Simon's Island, Georgia, had passed away. And we brought Mima up with us to Washington, D.C. Grandma had come up in South Georgia, poor. She came from that generation of only the strong survived, and you either made it or you didn't. And life was tough, and she was as sweet as she could be, but life was never easy, and she took nothing for granted. And we bought her first TV when she moved to D.C. with us. So me and Mima would sit and watch TV while my parents would, go out on dates and that kind of thing. And most of the time it was okay, with the exception of one or two shows that she kind of just got a little involved in. And every time I do this song, somebody will come up to me at the end of the night, wiping away a tear, going, you sang about my grandmother. Nobody has ever nailed it like you just did, and maybe you all will feel that way when you hear this. By the way, this sound is fabulous. Josh, give him a big round of applause, man. No, all credit. This is not an easy job. It seems like last month, been years ago. Mima was getting older, and they told her, take it slow. My folks would go out nights, she'd stay home with me. Little boy with grandma, back in '63. Of all the nights she babysat me, Saturdays were the best. She'd tell the folks, don't worry, I'll see little Billy gets his rest. We'd turn on Mr. Ed. They'd pull out of the drive. I'd say the coast is clear of Mima, and we'd turn it to Channel 5. because it was time for Saturday Night Championship Professional Wrestling, my Mima's favorite show. She'd get about that close to the TV. I'd say, Mima, no. Because Mima got all excited with everybody slam and fall. Out of all those old-time wrestlers, she hated the Crusher most of all. He'd shout, I'm the king, and she'd say, shut up, why don't you go to hell? Mima, oh my God. She'd say, shh. And I'd promise not to tell. And she'd hold me in her arms. My world was safe as it could be, watching my Mima take on the Crusher back in '63. Some nights the folks would be out late. I was sound asleep. I dreamed Mima was whooping that Crusher. He was headed for certain defeat. The announcer was saying, Billy, what was the Crusher's fatal mistake? I say, last time she went off like this, Grandpa tried to tell her that wrestling was fake. One night the Crusher was boasting. She yelled, well, why didn't you just kiss my She just got too worked up, and those words were Mima's last. And friends, when your Mima dies, not baking cookies or reading the Bible, but cussing at a TV wrestler, that's a secret you need to keep. I told the folks we've been watching Beaver. Now, that doesn't sound all that good coming from me either, probably. But sorry. She closed her eyes and went off to sleep. The other night I cleaned out the basement and I found one of her old wrestling magazines. God, I still miss her. All the years that have gone in between. I hope when she found peace when she crossed the Jordan's other side. And for God's sake, buddy, I hope you got a satellite dish up there in heaven that gets wrestling on Channel 5. Because he'll shout, I'm the king. And she'll tell him, yeah, go to hell. Mima and the Angels, they won't tell. Yeah, one day I'll join her, just like it used to be. Me and my Mima, back in '63. I see we got a little fella sitting back here down in the row with Mom, and he's been having a good time, and he's behaving really good. So we're going to do one for my little friend right here. You ready? 1, 2, 3. Oh, well, the wheels on the bus go round and round, around and round, around and round. The wheels on the bus go round and round, all through the town, and the muffler on the bus goes. The muffler on the bus goes all through the town. The horn on the bus goes. The horn on the bus goes all through the town. The driver on the bus is on medication. All right, enough. All right, okay. There you go. Wheels on the bus, Black Mountain style. There you go. All right. I got time for a couple more quick ones, and I got to get going. This is one I did earlier today, and this is one that means a lot to me, and I always do this. I was out of the business for a couple of years for some health reasons, drugs, and I got cleaned up with the help of some counseling and a medication called Suboxone. It really saved my life. It's very controversial, but in my case, it really saved me. At any rate, not to delve too far into that, I needed a couple of years to get my feet under me. I got them under me, doing fine. And I showed up at Heidi's Jazz Club in Cocoa Beach, Florida, and the guy said, did Don Imus ever find you? I thought, oh God, I'm in trouble again. No, man, they'll play one of your songs every week. Well, I kind of wish I'd known. It's a song I wrote with a guy named Fred Kohler, a great songwriter from Nashville who wrote Angel Eyes for Jeff Healy. Let's Talk Dirty in Hawaiian for John Prine, and a bunch of great stuff. This is kind of an old Red Sylvan type of song that we did, and it's called The Visitor. I was riding through the Carolinas, trying to make time. Pulled off and the truck stopped to see a waitress friend of mine. They said, Billy, she's in the hospital, not far away. If you want to see her, get over there today. She didn't look so good, and it was close to the end. I tried to laugh and goof around, but I was losing a friend. She looked up at me and gave a little wink. Said, don't worry, Billy, not as bad as you think. She said, you know, I've been everywhere and I've done everything. My only regret, Billy, I never met the king. I said, Jesus? She said, no, bless my soul. The boy from Memphis, Billy, king of rock and roll. I got all of his records, even got a lock of his hair. I'm not going to be here long. I'll meet him up there. The nurse told me she needed a rest, and I said, I understand. Now I thought, she wants to meet the king, huh? I got a little plan. Grabbed some yellow pages sitting at the phone by the elevator. I called a talent agency and I said, I need an impersonator. Somebody really good, not some guy just doing it for a hobby. Look for the guy with the tats tomorrow in the hospital lobby. The next day I was outside just burning the smoke. Up pulls a big limo. Out jumps a guy in a suit and a cloak. From the suit to the way he said, hugga, 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 to the big diamond ring. My God, if you close your eyes, you would have damn near swore it was the king. We walked in the room and I said, yeah, I got you a surprise. He came walking in the room and the tears welled in her eyes. He plugged in the jam box and said, don't cry, we're here to have fun. The whole hospital room shook to the strains of 2001. He danced across the floor and he knelt down beside her. But all the hits like a hound dog, teddy bear, and of course, CC Rider. Took her by the hand and began to sing, wise men say, if I never saw good in this world, I saw it that day. We were making a bunch of racket. I hope the others weren't starting to hate us. All of a sudden, he made a bunch of karate moves and he went into Viva Las Vegas. I'm thinking, man, that's amazing the way he turns his room into a stage. When you know, in the middle of all of this, over the intercom, I got a page. It was the guy from the talent agency, and I said, thanks a lot. Man, that guy you sent us here, I'm telling you, he's hot. He said, buddy, I know you're upset, and look, that's okay. I called to tell you the impersonator was in a wreck, and that's why I never made it today. I said, what do you mean he didn't make it? He said, he didn't, and I got to go, that's all. And then I saw a soft light cover the room at the end of the hall. I ran as fast as I could, but he'd vanished into space. Gladys's eyes were closed and there was a smile on her face. And then I found the note that read, thank you, Billy, I'm touched. The Elvis and I have left the building, but thank you. Thank you very much. I threw that one on you. All right, I gotta go. Help me out, y'all. Here we go. Go strolling, don't you just know it? Well, you got me rocking when I ought to be rolling. Don't you just know it? Everybody say ha, ha, ha. Hey, oh. Gooba, 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 nice and loud. Ha, 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 ha. Ha, 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 ha. Hey. Taller that mountain, the higher the tree. just know it. The younger that couple, tighter it's squeezed. Don't you just know it? One more time. Say ha ha ha. Hey, oh. Gooba, 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 gooba. Ha 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 ha. Ha 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 ha. Hey, oh. Ha 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 ha. Hey. Baby, whole lot of shaking going on. Hey, Black Mountain, we got it going on. I ain't no faking, whole lot of shaking going on. One more time, everybody. Shake, baby, shake, let me hear you. Well, shake, baby, shake, one more time. Come on over, whole lot of shaking going on. Come on over, whole lot of shaking going on. One more time. Shake, baby, shake, everybody. Shake, baby, shake, everybody now. Come on over, whole lot of shaking. Come on over, whole lot of shaking. Come on over. I could not think of a better birthday present. Thank you all. God bless you. I'm Reverend Billy. Good night. Thank you all very much. I got to go. We got somebody coming up. Thank you all very, very much. God bless you. Thank you. That was great.